All right, guys, take two. Good evening. This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Thank you for watching the evening news rundown. I appreciate you. And as always, we like to give you guys the latest reports for COVID-19 globally here in the United States and in the state of Florida. So now globally, we are looking at over 12 million confirmed COVID-19 cases, according to the World Health Organization, and 551,000 plus confirmed deaths. Here in the United States, Johns Hopkins University is reporting over 3.1 million now confirmed cases and over 133,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the state of Florida, our numbers continue to go up as well. We are at over 244,000 confirmed cases, and we've now reached the 4,100 mark in confirmed deaths in the state of Florida. Now, jumping to your world story as it relates to COVID 19, Tokyo, their daily record of cases has actually hit a new high for them. They're at 224. That was the official number that they reported as of Thursday. And they've now increased testing, particularly focusing on the city's nightlife districts, kind of similar to what you heard us report on in South Korea and here in the United States, where numbers began to increase with folks congregating in the nightclub areas. Now, roughly a month after Japan lifted its state of emergency back on May 25th, infections began to increase in the metropolis of about 14 million people. So the authorities, though, are reluctant to do another lockdown given the economic damage that has already resulted from a quarantine. So they want to make sure to stem that economic damage. Additionally, Tokyo Governor Yuriko Koike, who was recently re-elected, was saying that due to the increase in testing, that also led to the increase in positive cases. 3,400 of those numbers, those results, resulted in Thursday's increase in cases as well. Now, Governor Koike has actually pledged to increase testing to 10,000 tests per day. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated where those numbers are concerned. In terms of the trend among the new cases, the age range is people in their 20s and 30s, which has held steady so far and makes up about 75% of the new cases. Now, Japan is set to reduce their restrictions on large gatherings. Right now, they're at 1,000, and they plan to increase the capacity to about 5,000 for their larger events. So we'll continue to keep you posted on that because COVID-19 is still a thing, guys. It's still about, and numbers continue to go up, possibly with testing. You guys let us know your opinion on that. But jumping here to the United States, New Mexico is actually reversing course right now. They're actually rolling back some of their reopening efforts in response to the increasing numbers that they're seeing. New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has announced that restaurants in the state will close the indoor seating service and will actually revert to outdoor seating and takeout. Or if a restaurant cannot do that, the restaurant will have to shut down for the next 2 weeks, very similar to what you heard us report on in California. Now, the order goes into effect this coming Monday as the cases continue to rise in New Mexico. Now, the governor was stressing that if no further action is taken, then the number of deaths could increase over the next 2 weeks, could double, as she said, over the next 2 weeks. Restaurants and breweries they'll be able to continue operating their patio or outdoor seating at 50% capacity, though. She wanted to make sure that the restaurants that can stay open, do remain open, and while adhering to COVID-19 safe practices. School reopenings will depend on the state's ability to contain the spread of COVID-19. More crucially, though, as it is tied to schools, sports are going to be directly affected, particularly high contact sports such as football and soccer. They're not going to have seasons this fall, according to the governor. They may be allowed to begin their seasons a little later in the school year if the COVID-19 virus is effectively contained there. Furthermore, the New Mexico Activities Association announced that the 2020 football and soccer seasons would be postponed to the spring semester there. So anybody that's a sports lover in New Mexico, particularly football and soccer, you guys got the brakes put on. A plan aimed at ensuring all sports seasons are played for this upcoming season will be released soon, according to the Activities Association. The governor said that there will be no fall sports if schools can't reopen because of the presence of COVID-19 there. And another change in the order includes the closure of state parks to non-New Mexico residents. So if you're visiting New Mexico, won't be able to go to the state parks there. They're trying to stay safe. Jumping down here to the state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis is dispatching 100 nurses to the Tampa Bay area He mentioned this in a press conference Thursday. He made the announcement saying that the 100 nurses will be dispatched to the area after having already previously dispatched 100 nurses to the Miami-Dade County area to help with COVID-19 hospitalizations there. That will be the purpose of the 100 nurses being dispatched to the Tampa Bay area to help with the increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations there. Now, experts believe that the contracted nurses will be military nurses coming from MacDill Air Force Base, some of who are recently returning from a deployment for medical assistance in New York. So they're coming back here from helping in New York. And experts are also saying that once the nurses are here in the area, they'll be moved to different counties, different hospitals in different counties as their help is required. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break and come right back with more news for you.
My name is Russell Drake. I'm an Orange County resident and a community advocate. On August 18th, I'm voting for Rick Singh. Rick Singh has been an outstanding property appraiser for the last 7 years. Under his leadership, he has returned $1 billion to the county. Under his leadership, property value has gone up, and he is now managing over $206 billion in assets, the most in county history. Under his leadership, there have been a series of awards won by his hard-working staff. He has set the tone for that. Furthermore, he's a man of his word. He's no stranger to the community. From the east to the west, from the north to the south, property appraiser Rick Singh is in the community. He held a series of homestead exemption seminars around the county, catering to your needs. Rick Singh is here for the people. So on August 18th, I encourage you and everyone you know to vote Rick Singh, re-elect him for property appraiser.
Re-elect Rick Singh for Orange County Property Appraiser.
All right, guys, welcome back. Now, jumping into a bit more U.S. news for you. A huge milestone, courtesy of the Green Berets. A U.S. Army National Guard soldier is actually the first woman to be accepted into the Green Berets. Now, congratulations to the soldier. The U.S. Army Special Operations Command did not release the name of the soldier, but did confirm that she graduated on Thursday from the grueling 53-week course in a ceremony at Fort Bragg in North Carolina, according to a special press release that was released by the ASOC Command. So congrats to the soldier there. And the U.S. ASOC Commander, Lieutenant General Fran Beaudet, spoke at the ceremony, congratulating the class of approximately 400 soldiers. Anybody that's training for 53 weeks, very well deserved. Congratulations to all the graduates of that particular Q course, as it is known. The Q course is made up of 6 phases and includes training in small unit operations, advanced special forces tactics, language training, and unconventional warfare. So after graduating, Green Berets are typically assigned to 12-member operational detachment alpha teams, which are made up of weapons, communications, intelligence, engineer, and medical specialists. So a nice self-contained team. Now, Army Special Forces had been one of the last remaining male-only communities after former Defense Secretary Ashton Carter officially opened all jobs involving direct combat to women back in late 2015. Now, in 2015, then Captain Kristen Grice and First Lieutenant Shay Haver became the first 2 female soldiers to break through one of the Army's toughest training courses in graduating Army Ranger School. So congrats to those 2 for having made history with that. And that was a 61-day course. That was a grueling course reserved for male soldiers. So this is a new milestone. Congrats to the Green Berets. There was one other woman who did this milestone, but she was not allowed to graduate. Back in 1980, Captain Kate Wilder had actually met the requirements to graduate, but she wasn't allowed to. So congrats to the female soldier who graduated Thursday. The ASOC was saying she excelled throughout the course and earned the respect of both her instructors and her peer group. So huge congrats on that. Now, jumping back here to the state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis has actually deemed schools, quote, absolutely essential. In his press conference on Thursday, he said, basically, if fast food, Walmart, and Home Depot are essential and open, then schools should be open as well. Now, he says he feels as though Florida has done a better job with distance learning than any other state, but that the time out of the classroom has created a learning gap. So he wants to rectify that. He's saying it's not only a matter of getting a child the education they deserve, but making sure that they have the social experience with their classmates and having extracurricular activities as well. He said if his kids were old enough to attend K through 12 school, he wouldn't hesitate to send them, saying the risk for kids is, quote, extremely, extremely low. He went on to say that if a parent does want to enroll their child in virtual education, they should be able to do that. So this brings us to our audience question. What are your thoughts on whether or not schools are essential in the fall, particularly attending schools in person? We want to get your thoughts on that, given what we're seeing with the increase in COVID-19 numbers. Obviously, some of that increase is due to testing, but we want to hear your thoughts on that. Let us know where you stand on either side of the argument. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to take another quick commercial break and bring you your business and sports news. Come back.
At Taco John's, you can expect one thing so good, as in quality ingredients used in tacos and burritos made just for you. Every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
All right, guys, welcome back. And in the trend of mask requirements, Starbucks is now joining that. They will require face coverings at their coffee shops, and that will go into effect next week, July 15th. The company made that confirmation on Thursday. So right now, they're prioritizing the health and safety of their employees and customers, according to a spokesperson. So, more retailers are grappling with how to stay in business and prevent the spread of COVID-19 at the same time. So Starbucks wants to go ahead and do that. The coffee shops will have signs that state customers are required to wear a facial covering in their stores, and customers can use the chain's mobile app, order drive-through, or curbside pickup in addition to placing orders for delivery in those areas where a local government face mask requirement is not in place. So they wanted to make sure to look out for that. The spokesperson told Fox Business in an email statement, quote, "We continue to prioritize the health and well-being of our partners or employees and customers and play a constructive role in supporting health and government officials as they work to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. So if you're a big Starbucks fan, you like going to get your coffee or your latte, make sure you're wearing your face mask, whether that's an N95 or a cloth one. Now, jumping to your sports news very quickly, a quick update. The first NBA teams are making their way to practice in the NBA bubble. Of course, you guys know the tournament to resume the season is taking place at ESPN's Wide World of Sports complex at Walt Disney Resort. They began to return on Thursday, with the Magic being the first team to get to the campus earlier this week, of course, because they are local. So by close of business as of yesterday, all 22 teams participating in the restart were to be checked in to their hotels and begin their isolation from the rest of the world for what will be several weeks of competition. Now, the last 8 teams were going to come in yesterday, including the LA Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers. LeBron James is already lamenting, saying farewell to his family. And 76ers forward Joel Embiid, who was kind of against the restart, or at least coming in the midst of the risk with the virus, apparently came into the area with a full hazmat suit. He was fully prepared. You'll likely hear more details on this when Casey brings your FNN Sports Take later this evening at 8 p.m. But we wish all the teams the best of luck here as they begin their practice to, prepare for the competition. Exhibition games begin July 22nd, and games restart again in earnest on July 30th. So stay tuned right here. We'll continue to keep you guys updated. We're going to take another quick commercial break, and then we will be back with Jamesia Stoudemire for the Entertainment 4 for 4.
It takes experience to know the difference in property values. For example, this business is not the same as this business. And this house is definitely not the same as this house. And this? Well, this is definitely not the same as this. And that's why it's important to have someone who understands true property appraisals to help our community grow, while making sure everyone pays their fair share. Because experience matters. Re-elect Rick Singh for Orange County Property Appraiser.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. And on a special day, Friday, we do bring you our lovely Jamesia Stoudemire for your Entertainment 4 for 4. She's not in Los Angeles. She's coming to us from a special location, but good afternoon, Jamesia. How's it going?
Good afternoon, Melissa. Nice to see you all. I am in a special location, but thank you for having me on this Friday. I'm all the way in Nebraska, guys.
Wow. Well, welcome.
visiting my family. So you guys, sorry you missed me yesterday, but you have me now. Again, this is Jamesia Stedemeyer with your Entertainment 444 for June 10th. So starting off with number 1. Authorities search for missing Glee actress Naya Rivera. So this is an ongoing development. As of Wednesday, Naya Rivera rented a boat with her 4-year-old son, Josie Dorsey, and went out in a pontoon boat at Lake Peru, which is a Southern California lake. The son was actually found about 1 p.m. on the boat by himself asleep. The son was found in a life jacket. However, on the boat was an adult life jacket and the identification of Naya Rivera. The son was very difficult to talk to. Reported the Ventura Police Department, Sheriff's Department, who is conducting the search and rescue, or actually search and discover now, because at this point they believe that Naya Rivera has drowned and they are searching for her body. There has been an outcry of all of her fans. I mean, we definitely are keeping them in our prayers, and we hope that they are able to find her alive, or, you know, at least be able to find her body. Where she was at, the bigger part is she was on a pontoon boat. So what the actual vendor who rented her the boat, and Miss Rivera had visited this place before and rented boats, so he was familiar with her and she was knowledgeable about the boat. But the information was that there was a lot of, it was very murky and a lot of vegetation. So even during the search and rescue, they said that they could barely see right in front of them. And with a lot of vegetation like that, it becomes very hard. That vegetation can pull you down and not let you back up. So that story is an ongoing story. Definitely check. There's the articles. I was actually referencing this from CNN as well as Associated Press. So our prayers go out to the Rivera family as well as the Dorsey family. And we pray that she is brought home. Number 2, country brand Lady A sues singer with the same name. Okay, so Lady A versus Lady A. What is going on? So country group Lady Antebellum, who recently changed their name to Lady A, is now in a lawsuit with Lady A, blues singer from down south. So what's kind of taking place, and give you guys the backstory. As you guys know, Lady Antebellum removed Antebellum from their name because of the ties of slavery. However, the back and forth is that Lady A, who originally had the name, they never actually spoke with her before changing the name. Now, they did take time to have a personal conversation with her afterwards, and they've tried to go back with Miss White. Actually, her name is Anita White, so that's where her Lady A came from. So they've been speaking back and forth with her to try to find negotiations on how they both can utilize the name and both operate underneath it. Again, one thing to know is the facts about everything is Lady A, the country group, is not seeking any monetary money from her. What they're really trying to do is, and look at my notes, they want to just make sure that Lady A does not infringe on, so Lady A, the blues singer, feels like Lady Antebellum will infringe on her name because that's been her name. However, Lady Antebellum, now Lady A, does not believe that. So going back and forth, they tried to negotiate with her. It didn't work. So that's why they're now filing this lawsuit, so that they won't have any back and forth in the future. Now, a little back note about Lady Antebellum. They did actually file for this name back in 2010 to use it under the content of, they applied for the trademark for entertainment services as well as clothing. And there was no one that contested against the name. So they do have some things on their side that are playing out in this fact. But, I hope that they're able to find harmony. I think, with them being in 2 completely different lanes, country, blues, and soul, that, hopefully they can get it together and be able to move forward together. And hey, this is some great press for Miss Lady A. All right, guys, going on to number 3. Woo! Charlemagne the God is the host of a new talk show on Comedy Central. So Charlemagne the God is best known for The Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and I forget the other girl's name, but he is known for being on this syndicated radio show for a minute, guys. And a lot of people, if you haven't checked it out, they're on YouTube and you can check them out. They've been going this whole pandemic. So what's happened is Comedy Central has now offered him a deal. And it will be a weekly half-hour show. It's a weekly half-hour show that will be taking place on Comedy Central. Hopefully this will be launching before November, before the presidential candidate, which the New York Magazine released this information. So give them props for that. But they are hoping to launch it then. And what's kind of happened over at Comedy Central, as you guys know, I've reported on a couple different things going on at Comedy Central, from Beavis and Butthead being rebooted, as well as Jody, the spinoff from Daria. So about a few months ago, Viacom CBS actually put a different person in charge of the channel, which his name is Chris McCarthy. And Chris McCarthy has been a 16-year-old veteran in the business. And so he formerly was with MTV. He recently just helped them relaunch on the Jersey Shore, as well as some of their other shows, and got MTV popping again. So they've now moved him over to Comedy Central, and he is doing an overhaul, guys, with a completely reimagination. As I said, the new shows of Beavis and Butthead will be launching Clone High. He's also bringing Sack Lunch. And he's going to be producing 10 to 20 original movies that will be put out on Comedy Central. And they're really trying to get Comedy Central to be more, it's not a channel anymore. And they don't want to be they want to be a multi-platform content creator and really utilize the different platforms and not just be only a TV channel. So that's really what he's striving to do. Some other notes that are really cool. They are going to also be expanding The Daily Show with Trevor Noah to be an hour, a 60-minute show. So there's definitely some cool things going on at Comedy Central. And you guys can find more out about this on the Hollywood Reporter. And going on to number 4. Sony invests $250 million in Epic Games. So as many of you know, Fortnite, as you see here, is the main game that Epic Games is known for creating. Fortnite, since 2017, has been the leading video game or social media streaming game in the United States. So Sony, being Sony and having the PlayStation 5 coming out later this year, decides to become a minority owner in the business. Now, for $250 million, they only receive 1.4% of this company. And what they're going to get interest in is game development studio and publisher. So it's really interesting things. And they also are the creator of Unreal Engine. So what Unreal Engine is kind of the technology that's behind Fortnite. And as some of you may or may not know, Fortnite is able to do real-time gaming. So even with the events that they've launched, like Travis Scott doing his live performance on there with launching the Scott's album with Kid Cudi, that he was able to attract over 12 million users. That's on top of Fortnite already having 350 million registered users already. Fortnite is just going strong. So with the partnership of these two companies being announced last week, the deal and collaboration hasn't been set in stone, but it's definitely going to be some interesting things, especially they own PlayStation. So you guys definitely make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Again, this is Jamesia Stennemeyer. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Entertainment 444 at the end of the evening rundown. You guys can always follow me at THE_ENT_MOGUL. And again, that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Jamesia. Appreciate you.
See you guys next.
All right. Take care. All right, guys, that does it for us here at the Evening News Rundown. If you haven't already, be sure to like us on Facebook. You'll find us there at Florida National News. You can find us at YouTube as well at Florida National News. Be sure to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get all notifications. And follow us on Instagram. You'll find us there at Florida National News as well. Nice and easy to remember and easy to find. And guys, we're still offering a few ad spots to local small businesses or small to medium-sized businesses. If you have 25 employees or less, be sure to email jennifer.rosario@floridanationalnews.com for more information. That is jennifer.rosario@floridanationalnews.com for more information. All right, guys, be sure to stick with us at Florida National News, of course, 8 p.m. Today is Friday, so Casey will be back with the FNN Sports Take at 8 p.m. tonight to give you even more of the NBA details as well as all of your other sports news. In the meantime, have a great rest of your night and have a great weekend.